Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Wednesday, hump day, February 3rd, 2016, the middle of our trading week. Traders, great to be with you. This is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Today's got 6 currency pairs to take a look at, some trade plans, see what we're going to do today. Had some nice price action yesterday. Unfortunately, some of them didn't go the way we wanted. So we'll take a look at that. Example is the Euro Aussie. So yeah, we'll take a look at some of the charts and what plans I put together for today, and we'll talk about some news and some commentary and all that good stuff. So let's get started. We'll try to keep in our time frame between 15 and 20 minutes. So let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilda. I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I do record this during the Asia session. So if you're seeing this in the European session, you want to probably go back about 10 or 11 candles, and you'll probably be just about where I started this presentation. Traders, I started trading in 2006. And in 2008, I retired from a great 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand and was only going to be here for 3 months on a holiday. Well, I'm in my 8th year, friends, and I love trading in Asia, and I love living in Asia. It's really a great place. So, how do I trade? Well, I do listen to fundamentals, and I do listen to fundamentals pretty closely. I don't trade fundamental numbers, though. I don't trade when the number comes out or a fundamental comes out. I wait about 40 minutes after that, and then I will trade if everything's in line and it suits what I'm looking for. Other than that, I don't trade fundamentals. I'm a technician. I love charts. I love candlestick patterns. I love price action, price structure, support, resistance, Fibonacci. I do use 2 indicators depending on the instrument I trade, and I use Ichimoku clouds and I use harmonics. So I do use 2 indicators on my charts. However, if you ever seen my live chart, what I trade from, it's pretty much a pretty blank chart. It's a naked chart when I actually enter trade, because all I'm interested in is price action and support and resistance once I'm into the trade. And then I go back to the other charts as references, but my actual trading chart's pretty bare. not very exciting looking, I'll tell you. So that's what's going on. That's how I do it, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later. Let's get the legal stuff out of the way, keep the lawyers happy. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Remember, traders, every time you hit that click on the mouse and you get in a trade, your money is on the table. Traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's take a gander here and take a peek at the markets yesterday. I did look at them earlier, and yeah, the U.S. markets had a bad day yesterday. The Dow 30 was negative 1.80%. The S&P 500 was negative 1.87%. The Nasdaq was negative 2.24%. And the small cap 2000 was negative 2.03%. Wow, just everything's just going like really all over the place, isn't it? There's no consistency at all. Now I take a look at London, the Eurozone, and all I see is red, right? The DAX closed negative 1.81%. The FTSE 100 closed at negative 2.38%. The CAC 40 out of Paris closed 2.47%. The Eurostoxx 50 out of Frankfurt closed 2.39%. Wow, unbelievable. What happened in Asia? Traders, remember, some of these are open now. So the Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is negative 3.08%. Wow, that is unbelievable. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 1.56%. They had exports data come out today. I don't know if that was good or bad, but when you see the chart, it won't make a difference anyhow. Out of the Shanghai, the A50 is up 1.44%, and the Hang Seng, which is not open yet, is closed yesterday negative 0.76%. And the Kospi that's currently trading is negative 0.81%. Let's take a look at the economic calendar today. So what is going to happen as we move along today? All right, so it looks like They didn't have they didn't have a forecast for this, but the Aussie imports month on month came in at -1%, and previous was -1%. So I gathered that was in line with expectations for December. So no big thrills there. And exports. What is the difference here? Why are we having two of the same? I think they made a typo here. One should probably be quote unquote, one's month on month, but one is -5%. Previous was 1%. So one of them is bad, and one of them is in line. So what do we have going on as far as today goes? Not a lot, to be honest with you. Most of the news is during the New York session today. However, we do have Great British Pound Services PMI comes out during the London session today. There's a lot of data out. Low and medium impact data, but no high impact data. Once we get into the U.S. session, it gets very busy. We have ADP, non-farm employment change, comes out today. We have market composite PMI out of the U.S. today. That's medium impact. Sorry about that. But we do have ISM, non-manufacturing PMI. That's always a mover. And that is going to be 10 a.m. on Wall Street, and that would be 2200 hours in Bangkok, Thailand time. And then we have, as usual, our crude oil inventories, which is high impact. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a watcher. They're going to be watching that like a hawk, see what oil's doing. And that's about it. Then, once we get into tomorrow, being Thursday, remember this is an NFP week, so we're going to have NFP numbers coming out this week on Friday. So once we get into tomorrow, it should get a little bit more crazier. Maybe we'll see more price action. We'll see. But it should get interesting as end of the year, and I'm sure the Fed is going to watch this NFP very, very closely. A lot of talk out there. There's nothing concrete. I mean, they're saying, they expect 4 rate hikes in the U.S. from the Fed. I don't see it. I think if we get 1 or 2, we'll be lucky. But if they get a bad number in January, which I would expect it would be, right? Of course, all the season holiday workers have now been laid off, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I would expect a bad number on Friday if I had to flip a coin. And that's a guess, by the way. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar really didn't do anything yesterday. Bumped up a little bit. And what I want here is I want price to come back up to this R1. We'll get in this at 1.0938. Yes, we're going to get past this daily pivot point and the 200, and I would like to get all the way down to the S2 reversal pivot point at 1.0856. Now, this is a lot. This is probably going to happen late in the day, in our trading day, and that means into New York. So when New York data comes out, I'm hoping that we're down at this 200 exponential moving average, and that data is going to push us down to the S2. Okay, we're already here at the daily pivot point, so we got to clear that. But I wanted this to bump up first and then come back down. And I'd like that to happen before London open, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Look at these candles. Tiny, small, all dojis, 5 dojis in a row. You're getting higher lows, but that's about it. Not very interesting at the moment, but definitely has an opportunity to be interesting. Take a look at the pound. Pound, again, really didn't do much yesterday. Just a lot of sideways price action here. Nothing to scream about. We're basically the same place we were yesterday. So I'm looking for this bump up to the R1 at 1.4435, and we're going to take profit at the 200 exponential moving average, which is also the S1 at 1.4337. I mean, we're at resistance, right? And, the first hour of Forex trading is we sell at resistance and we buy at support. And we're at resistance, so we want to sell this, right? I don't want to buy it. It's a bearish pair, so we just want this to do its job and head on down. So we'll see how it goes. Here's the Aussie. This is what I was talking about. Look at this fall off here, right? This just continues to fall. Yesterday's trade worked out really great, plus some. And we're back, to the same situation. We're below the daily pivot point. We're below the 200 exponential moving average. So at 0.7053, I'd love for this to pull back and give us an entry. I don't know if it's going to, but the Aussie's pretty good about giving pullbacks. So you can see this little blue candle. That was a bad data, right? And their exports data. So not a big reaction. But I'd like to see this continue to the upside. I put a support line down here at 0.7016 where we want to take profit. So there's only a 30 pip trade here. So it's, there's, I just don't like that this really has made the move already. I mean, the 200 exponential moving average, the sell there was the spot, right? This candle right left of the arrow, the second red candle from the 200 exponential moving average, that was the move. I mean, that was the entry. Your stop's right above it, above this blue candle, and low drawdown, and you just sit and wait and let this thing just fall down, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, that was the middle of the night for me. So, well, late in New York, yeah. So yeah, but that was the move. That was absolutely the move. So now we just have to see if this thing is gonna like recharge or it's gonna continue. This can continue down. I would like to see the pullback though, but we'll see what happens. We have a lot of data today. There is a lot of data. I only when I talk about data with you all, I just basically talk about high impact data most of the time. All right, let's take a look at my favorite pair, the Euro Aussie. I talked about this yesterday. I said be careful. Now the trade plan yesterday was to go down, right? I want to sell this. But I said, be careful because this could bounce at this 200 exponential moving average and head all the way back up again. And look at what happened, folks. It did exactly that. It just continued to the upside. Once this thing gets in a trend, it stays that way. And eventually what's going to happen is it's going to turn around. It's going to come back all the way back down. And that's what I'm hoping for today, is that this turns around and comes back down. So, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I have to tell you, I am just, if I can use this word, ball-foggled over the euro. I don't understand why, how, and how they come up with that is a strong currency pair. I mean, the euro, it's just amazing. I don't know what's driving this to be strong. The euro dollar, the euro Aussie, any of it. I don't understand what's driving the euro. They have nothing data-wise or anything that says that they should be strong. So it's pretty crazy that the euro is strong across the board. Let's take a look at the euro yen. Interesting here, huh? You remember what I said yesterday? I said this yen and their little intervention yet last week where they lowered interest rates below zero, so they have negative interest rates in Japan, and the yen is falling off a cliff since that data came out. So the yen, I should have looked, but it wouldn't surprise me if we're pretty close to where this was before they did their stimulus package. So that wouldn't surprise me. And the yen is just going to continue, and this thing is just dumping like a rock. I've got to pull back to the daily pivot point. I don't have a take profit. I have nothing until I get back to this daily pivot. I can reanalyze this. I'd like to go back to the 1 hour and the 4 hour chart and see what's going on before I did anything here. As far as levels go, these tell me these are levels that are getting chewed up here. So we'll have to see, but I'd like to see this pull back. I sure don't want to enter it here, and I would enter it at the daily pivot point. Also, we have our resistance line from the EA here. So we want to get in this about 131.17 and take it to the downside, and we'll see if we can get that pullback. But again, look at these candles, doji, right? Decision candle, then a halfway decision candle, then a doji, decision, doji, right? A lot of dojis in this camp here. If you take a look at the end of this chart, right? So I want to sell it, but it needs to come back up and give us a nice entry. We're not going to sell it here, folks. We do not sell at support, especially at the 200 exponential moving average. All right, let's take a little look at New Zealand. Yeah, this is yesterday's chart. I didn't change a thing. Did not change a thing. This worked out yesterday, believe it or not. This trade did work out. However, your entry was very difficult. Your entry was actually here at the star. And this just worked. This was a really nice trade. Comes all the way down, breaks the 200 exponential moving average. What happens? We're back up where we were yesterday at 0.6539. Let's look for a bearish candlestick. If it comes up to R1, great. I don't think it's going to. Look at this big wick on this candle, which is probably a news event. And I'm looking for the red candle. Let's sell this. I'll take this all the way back down. Really, I'd like to take it down back down to the S1 pivot. I'd like to pass this 0648, 64.84 price, and just sell this. Just sell the heck out of this. And that's what I'm looking to do here. But yeah, for those of you who recognize, it's the same chart as yesterday. It's like we're at the same spot, right? What are we going to do? But if you look left of the chart, we are at resistance here. This is resistance. So that's why, and it's been rejected twice, right? Here, and if you look left of the chart, it's rejected a bunch of times on that side. So what's ever going on at this price level, I would be concerned about. Again, go look at an hourly chart, a 4-hour chart, and see if there's levels here that's rejecting price at this level here. So I'm looking for the bearish candlestick formation. We can jump in this and short it. That's what I'd like to do, is short it. All right, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. We're right on time today. That's very good. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016. Traders, please come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Have a good trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Grab those profits. See you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.